Hi, I'm Rachel, and this is my July 2025 book haul. So, my June book haul this year was, the mother lode, because I went to this event at the Jewish Book Council called Raid the Shelves, and I was able to gobble up like 21 books, and it's all in, my last haul video. And after I, did that, I figured, I've bought enough books for the year this month alone, most likely, and I could go ahead and challenge myself perhaps to do a couple of library hauls or stuff like that. I knew that'd be difficult for me to do, but I kind of have succeeded with this haul, which is also very short. I only have two books to share with you today, and after last month, that's really more than enough. The first book I have to share with you I did acquire because I was on vacation. My family and I took a cruise, and the cruise went to Bermuda. And of course, I wanted to check out the local bookstores, and I did find one, the Bermuda Bookstore, in downtown Hamilton. I even included it in my footage in my last AM reading video. It was like a cruise reading video. I'll link down below. But I went into that store, and of course I could have bought, any of the recent best-selling US or UK fiction that was available for sale there, because there was certainly plenty of that. But I decided, because I was somewhere new, I should, expand my horizons a little bit. So I went to their Bermuda section, and I was, sifting through their Bermuda authors, and I found this little collection called Airy, short stories by Leanne Lyles. Although ultimately I realized that short stories is a very misleading subtitle, because reading from the back even just says Airy short stories is the culmination of personal essays published between 2002 and the present. I think this was published around 2016. With many featured in university and small presses throughout the US, Canada, the UK, and Bermuda. Airy speaks to being a Bermudan and uniquely individual all at once. So yeah, I guess I don't know if it's technically accurate to call like personal essays short stories. I think it's a little misleading, but I didn't really find any other collections of short stories that really spoke to me. Or so I thought, this is a local author. She's published her short essays in various small publications, which is something I myself have done with actual short stories. I've published a few of them in some small publications, so I thought I wanted to give her a go and see what she had to say and what her experience is. And the second book is a bit more mainstream. I picked it up from the library. It's called This is a Love Story by Jessica Sofer. I found it on one of the Jewish websites. I don't even think it was the Jewish Book Council for once, but it might be there now. But anyway, this is contemporary fiction that was published this year that caught my fancy, so I think I might read it as part of my mock reads challenge to read a couple of titles and genres that interest me, that are front list. I haven't made my contemporary literary fiction mock reads list yet, TBR list video yet, but I'm planning to in August. Anyway, I'll read from the flap. There's a top header that says, an intimate and lyrical celebration of great love, great art, and the sacrifices we make for both. And then under it says, for 50 years, Abe and Jane have been coming to Central Park as starry-eyed young lovers, as frustrated and exhausted parents, as artists watching their careers take flight. They came alone when they needed to get away from each other, and together when they had something important to discuss. The park has been their witness for half a century of love, until now. Jane is dying, and Abe is recounting their life together as a way of keeping them going. The parts they knew, their courtship and early marriage, their blossoming creative lives, and the parts they didn't always want to know. The determined young student of Abe's looking for a love story of her own, and their son Max, who believes his mother chose art over parenthood, and who has avoided love and intimacy at all costs. Told in various points of view, even in conversation with Central Park, these voices weave in and out to paint a portrait as complicated and essential as love itself. As homage to New York City, to romance, and even to loss, this is a love story tenderly and suspensefully captures deep truths about life and about marriage in radiant prose. It's about love that endures despite what life throws at us, or perhaps even because of it. So yeah, I mean, this is obviously a story that looks back on the past, but I wouldn't say it's historical fiction. It seems like it'll probably be pretty centered around uh, explaining or understanding that past from the vantage point of the present as one of these members is tragically dying. That's my understanding. I also assume it's not going to, hinge on any historical events. It's going to be very, or predominantly focused on this family and their love affair and just very, personal to that. So, yeah, seems like, insular, provocative, thoughtful literary fiction, so I hope. And that about covers it for me now. I'll leave the Goodreads links for both of those books listed down below, as well as a link to the Bermuda Bookstore. And I hope to be back on this channel, hopefully relatively imminently, with my finale July Am reading video, so stay tuned for that. In the meantime, I hope that however you're acquiring books, whether it's buying them or through the library or other means, that you're not giving yourself too hard of a time about them, though hopefully you are getting to reading them as well as acquiring them. Or maybe not. I know, we all have different opinions about how large of a TBR we'd like. I do hope with my, Raid the Shelves one I did last month that I'll find a way to join a readathon to quickly read all those books, like maybe the Buzzwordathon, which I'm doing this year as well for a large haul I did last year. So we'll have to see how it goes. But in the meantime, thanks so much for watching, everyone, and I'll see you next time.